Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and we're going to talk about Animal Farm. But before we do, please make sure that you go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and help support the free videos that I produce by donating. You can donate through Stripe, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee on the homepage. It's Stripe, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. You can also be a paid member to my Patreon channel or my Substack channel. It's a great way to follow my work. Again, I put everything out there for free. Please help support the work that I do. You can also purchase great products on my store to help support the work. And if you stack them the way I tell you to, you're going to slow down the aging process. My supplements that I provide, I take every day, and they will slow down the aging process and boost up your immune system. Let's talk about just 3 of them before we start. Cleanse. It's 30 parts per million. You swish it in your mouth, you gargle, 20 seconds, and swallow it. Take about a teaspoon a day, every day. And that will boost up your immune system. If you're not feeling well or someone around you is not feeling well, take a tablespoon or 2 a day, and then go back to your maintenance dose once everything's all clear. This is especially important for the fall and the winter. But if you take it every day, you're going to be boosting up your innate immune system, and guess what? That means your body can fight what it's exposed to. Heirloom barley brings down inflammation, soaks up free radicals through superoxide dismutase, and it detoxifies your body. By detoxifying your body and bringing down inflammation and soaking up free radicals regularly, like every day, you're slowing down the aging process, boosting up your immune system, helping your vascular system, even your brain function. Because when you bring down inflammation at the brain function level, you're reducing stress on your neuron, and therefore the myelin sheath of the neuron is more protected. The vascular system, when you reduce free radicals and inflammation, you're reducing plaque formation. So this is very powerful stuff. Heirloom barley. You can't get this in a regular store. So please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the heirloom barley. And also collagen. Collagen, dual purpose. It helps with your skin, helps with your nails and your hair, helps with your musculature, your bone density, and your joint health. Take it every day. It's a month's supply. Make sure you use discount 5 when you purchase on my store, and you get $5 off. All caps, discount 5, and you get $5 off. All right, let's go to the Animal Farm. This is going to be quick video. It's going to be in a series of different people that are in New York politics that are tied to Animal Farm. Now, Animal Farm is based on Orwell's novel about communism, about socialism. And it's a story about animals on a farm trying to overthrow the farm owner. The farm owner is capitalism. The different animals represents different parts of society. And as they overthrow it, they try to run this commune on the farm. That's socialism, communism. But eventually it collapses. It's just trading one, according to Orwell, it's trading one tyrannical rule with another tyrannical rule. All right. Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani won the election in New York. New York is the farm. And right now, we have capitalism. But there are animals within New York, politic, and in business, just the average day citizen, that are these animals on the farm. And they all have a different perspective. And these different videos that I do, short videos, I'll be explaining these different animals. The first animal that we're going to be talking about is Mamdani. Mamdani is Napoleon, the pig. Napoleon, the pig, listened to the old pig. And the old pig was Karl Marx. eventually dies off. But Napoleon sees this opportunity to try to convince the farm, New York, Mamdani. Mamdani's trying to convince the farm that communism, Marxism is the way to go. Well, Napoleon, over time, is slowly convincing the different animals to overthrow the humans. And the humans represent capitalism. So Zoran Mamdani is trying to overthrow capitalism. So our key character in Animal Farm, Napoleon, is Zoran Mamdani. Now, what happens with Napoleon in Animal Farm? Just broad brushing this. He convinced the different animals, the sheep, the horses, the hens, the goats. Maybe there are a few other animals in there. I'd have to take a look at. But the thing is that he convinces the different animals to overthrow capitalism, overthrow the humans. Mamdani won the election. So he's slowly convincing people to overthrow the capitalistic rule. And capitalism as a means of the financial engine. Everyone is equal according to Napoleon, but over time, Napoleon gets hubris, wants more power. And there are two key people that help Napoleon, Squealer and Snowball, both pigs, different types of pigs. But Napoleon, the pig, Zoran Mamdani, has Squealer, who writes a code of conduct, kind of like almost a constitution, or the laws. It's 7 laws. But the sheep, which can't remember anything, keep on saying 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, because humans are 2 legs and animals are 4 legs. So the sheep are too stupid to remember the laws, so they just go 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Well, how's that any different than how the socialists on the Democratic side say Trump bad and they must be good? So the Democratic Party are like animals, in a sense. And they're demonizing Trump's policies, Trump's administration, as if it's all bad. Now, the sheep, they don't know any better. And they just follow along while they get fleeced. And the pigs, they're smart. Squealer's smart, Snowball's smart, and Napoleon. Now, Napoleon ends up working with Snowball, and Snowball has this idea of making a windmill. Now, Snowball is Mayor Adams. Mayor Adams is the current mayor. Mamdani won the election, but he doesn't get sworn in until January. Snowball had this idea. Well, why not we try to make the street safe? Eric Adams, Snowball, had a policy of trying to reduce crime in New York City, and also slowly build new units for low-income housing. My understanding is that Mayor Adams has put more units online, more units available for low-income housing than any other mayor in any other New York mayor during their tenure. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what has been happening. So the windmill could be an allegory in our modern time of some of the policies that Mayor Adams was doing under his mayoralship. But over time, what happens is in the book, Animal Farm, it costs money, right? And the animals don't have as much because they had to finance the farm, finance this windmill. They're more productive now, but as it was getting built, they had to pay for it, and therefore the society was less productive. Well, these social programs that Mamdani is going to use are going to make the society more expensive. Now, in the book, Snowball was the one that had the idea for the windmill, but Napoleon didn't like it. Like Snowball was disagreeing with Snowball about building the windmill. He had a falling out with Snowball and pushes Snowball out. The Democratic Socialist Party pushed out Adams, Mayor Adams, Eric Adams. Mayor Eric Adams had these ideas, make the city safer, and slowly bring in more units for low-income housing. So he was trying to apply a supply issue, increase the supply. But he gets pushed out, just like Snowball was pushed out by Napoleon. Then Napoleon takes Snowball's idea and says that the windmill is his idea. And so he's taking what Mayor Adams did with these new units, and he's going to try to increase more units by building, but also by freezing rents. And if he had his way, would be to actually have a society to buy blocks of properties with the money from the government to turn them into communes. He literally stated that he wants to control the means of production. He wants to control housing units at the governmental level because he doesn't believe in capitalism. He believes in Marxism. Now, the old pig dies, Karl Marx. But Napoleon is infatuated with the concept of Marxism. Mamdani is a Marxist. And he's running the city just like, or will be running the city just like Napoleon ran Animal Farm. So Snowball gets kicked out, had these ideas for the windmill. Eric Adams started instituting programs to put more homes online for the city for low-income housing. I think this was in Queens and in Bronx. And Napoleon takes the credit. Just like Napoleon took the credit for the windmill. But what happens? The humans in the book actually have a war with the farm and destroy the windmill. That hasn't happened yet. But the point here is what some of the key features of Napoleon the Animal are very similar to the key features of Mamdani, Marxism, tyrannical rule, taking ideas from other people and saying that they're his. And not paying attention to the reality that these things that he's trying to experiment with are not new ideas and they don't succeed. And eventually what happens is that Napoleon starts to rule over the animals, even though it was supposed to be equal. And some of the animals are upset. Some of them don't know any better. And Napoleon ends up being a drunk. Mamdani in this democratic socialism is going to be similar. They're going to be living high on the hog. They're going to be living a opulent lifestyle and taking taxpayer money and pushing social programs that have never worked in any country at any era. So people that are intelligent, people that are concerned, need to stand up and start pushing back on Napoleon the pig. Mamdani is Napoleon. Mamdani is not this, just, grin, happy-go-lucky guy. There's a darkness to him. Just like there's a darkness to Obama. And that their social policies will literally push people out. Now, case in point, in Costcob and in the Greenwich area of Connecticut, viewings of homes have more than doubled since he was elected. Just during the process of him being elected, he was only elected just like, November 4th or whatever it was. And as of this recording, it's the 13th. It wasn't that long ago. And double the number of viewings of homes. Home prices in a certain area of Connecticut, within this Greenwich area, Costcob, Riverside, Greenwich, Old Greenwich, right? Home prices have gone up, especially if you're along the rail system, by over $500,000 in 1 week. Now, that's not sustainable. So if a home was going for $2 million, it's now $2.5 million. People are trying to get out. Now, these realtors said that this is a little different than the pandemic exodus. The pandemic exodus was that they were keeping the property in New York and getting a second or third property somewhere else, Florida or in Connecticut, upstate New York, maybe even Massachusetts, somewhere else, as a second or third property. What the realtors are saying is that, and those individuals that were doing this during the pandemic, many of them were high net worth clients. Now, there are different tiers of income. So the upper middle class, which is not ultra rich, right? But the upper middle class is now the new the exodus wave. And what they're doing is that they're putting their property for sale in New York and relocating to Connecticut. Different dynamic. Very similar to Animal Farm when the animals pushed out the humans. They overran the farm. But what happens in Animal Farm? The farm becomes less productive and there's infighting with the animals. And you have a lot of sheep out there, a lot of individuals in New York. They're just going 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Capitalism bad. Bad. That's what they're saying. Socialism good. Bad. Well, Mamdani, Napoleon the pig, is fleecing them and they don't even realize it. He's fleecing them with higher taxes, with more crime, making the society less productive, less livable. But in the book of Animal Farm, There was a period of time where there seemed to be some benefits for the animals under socialism, but then eventually it started collapsing. And that is what I predict with New York. There will be a 10-month, maybe 12-month period where there's not that much damage that Mamdani does. But as the exodus increases, as the crime starts to go up, as the taxes start to go up, as the cost of living starts to go up, then there'll be the infighting within these different constituents, just like on Animal Farm, and it starts to collapse. And over time, there will be more and more hubris that Mamdani will get, just like what Napoleon did in Animal Farm. Next video, we'll be talking about Letitia James and how she's Squealer in Animal Farm. So thank you for listening. Please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the great products that I offer. Let me talk about some of the products that I have. C60 is a very potent antioxidant. It's 1,000 times more potent than a molecule of vitamin C. Take a teaspoon a day every day. They'll soak up free radicals, slow down the aging process, boost up your immune system, help with your endocrine system, even help with your brain function, and reduce plaque formation. By bringing down free radicals at the vascular level, you're reducing the concentrations of oxidized LDL, which, if you control your LDL levels, your oxidized LDL levels, if you reduce those, you're reducing plaque formation. Zeolite will bind to heavy metals, toxins, and chemicals. And when you do that, you're going to be helping your body to perform. You'll be able to have a better immune system, better endocrine system. You'll be thinking better. You'll have healthier neurons. You'll be having a healthier liver. Your metabolism will be better. Detoxifying with zeolite is really important. Take 3 small drops underneath your tongue every day. Drink filtered water. Probiotic, super important. You can get it in a veggie cap version or in a powdered version on my store. But take it every day and improve your gut biome. And by doing that, you're improving your skin, you're improving your metabolism, you're improving your immune system. It's dual purpose. Good health starts at the gut. Myotrol. Myotrol will help build muscle and maintain muscle. It has polyphenols, flavonoids, and lignans. Do some resistance training, take the Myotrol, build muscle. Turmeric will bring down inflammation and soak up free radicals. Super important for your immune system and your cardiovascular system. Complete multivitamin. The complete multivitamin has the multivitamins that will act as cofactors for enzymatic activity, so your cells perform better. This is easy to digest. Take it every day. It's part of the foundation for the anti-aging protocol. Ashwagandha root brings down cortisol levels and helps your glucose levels, brings down inflammation. Omega-3, super important for your cardiovascular health, brings down LDL levels, increases your HDL levels, and omega-3 will bring down inflammation and reduce overclotting. So those are the great supplements, just a subset of the great supplements that I have on my store. Use discount 5, you get $5 off any order. Please help support the work that I do. Make sure you follow me on all the channels that I have. Click the links. All the links are in the description. Ask your social media to follow me. Please help support the work that I do. And if you follow what I do, and I take these supplements every day, you do the same thing, you are going to get healthy. Now, you may not be able to afford everything. That's okay. If you pay attention, you can stack them in a certain way that gets the max benefit based on your budget. So thank you for listening and have a nice day.